In a small village nestled between the lush green hills and the sparkling blue river, there lived twin sisters, Ayo and Bimpe. They were inseparable, sharing everything from toys to dreams. Ayo was tall, slender and athletic, with short curly hair that framed her face, while Bimpe was more full-bodied and curvy, also sporting short curls that bounced with her every movement. Together they filled their home with laughter and joy until one fateful day when their world turned upside down. It all started at school when a new star athlete, Kunle, joined the basketball team. He was charming, skilled, and quickly captured the attention of the entire school. Ayo was drawn to his confidence on the court, while Bimpe admired his kindness and humility off it. As the weeks went by, both sisters found themselves secretly in love with the same boy, unaware of the storm brewing beneath their cheerful facade. As Ayo practiced for the upcoming basketball season, her admiration for Kunle grew. She would steal glances at him during practice, her heart racing whenever he caught her eye. Bimpe, on the other hand, found herself daydreaming about him during art class, sketching his smile in her notebook. They never spoke about their feelings, each believing that the other was oblivious to the growing tension. One afternoon, while hanging out with friends, Kunle approached Ayo. "Hey, Ayo, you've been playing really well. Want to shoot some hoops later?" Ayo's heart leaped. She glanced at Bimpe, who was listening nearby, her expression a mix of surprise and hurt. "Sure, I'd love that," Ayo replied, trying to suppress the flutter of excitement in her chest. That evening, Ayo practiced with Kunle, their chemistry undeniable. They laughed and chatted as they played, and Ayo felt like she was floating. But when she returned home and saw Bimpe sulking on the couch, she couldn't help but feel a pang of guilt. "What's wrong, Bim?" Ayo asked, trying to lighten the mood. Bimpe sighed, looking away. "Nothing, just tired." Ayo could see through her sister's facade, but didn't want to pry. The air in their home felt thick, and the once vibrant conversations between the sisters turned into awkward silences. Days turned into weeks, and the rivalry for Kunle's attention became more apparent. Bimpe began to pull away, spending more time in her art studio, while Ayo continued to bask in Kunle's company. Their close-knit bond started to fray, replaced by jealousy and misunderstandings. One evening during dinner, their parents sensed the tension. "You girls seem distant lately. Is everything all right?" their mother asked, concern etched on her face. Ayo glanced at Bimpe, who was pushing her food around her plate. "We're fine, Mom. Just busy with school," Ayo replied, forcing a smile. But the truth was far from fine. Later that night, Ayo confronted Bimpe. "Why are you acting like this? I feel like I'm losing you." Bimpe's eyes flashed with frustration. "You're not losing me. You're just too caught up in your own world to notice." They argued, words thrown like daggers, and in that moment, their once loving household turned into a battlefield. Their parents, desperate for peace, tried to mediate. "Girls, please, talk it out. You can't let a boy come between you," their father urged. But the sisters were too lost in their emotions to listen. The atmosphere at home became heavy, and laughter was replaced by whispers and glares. As Ayo continued her budding relationship with Kunle, she began to notice subtle changes in Bimpe. She would catch her sister looking at them with a mix of longing and hurt. One day, during practice, Kunle asked Ayo about her sister. "I haven't seen Bimpe around. She's really talented too, isn't she?" Ayo hesitated, torn between loyalty to her sister and her growing feelings for Kunle. That night, Bimpe burst into Ayo's room, tears streaming down her face. "Why didn't you tell me you liked him? I thought we shared everything." Ayo felt her heart sink, realizing how much pain she had caused. "I didn't mean to hurt you, Bim. I thought you didn't like him that way." Their argument escalated once again, each sister feeling betrayed. Their parents, hearing the commotion, stepped in once more. "Enough. This is tearing our family apart. We need to talk about how you both feel." their mother pleaded. The sisters sat silently, the weight of their emotions hanging in the air, unsure of how to express the hurt they felt. In the days that followed, Bimpe poured her heart into her art, creating a series of paintings that reflected her turmoil. Each stroke of her brush was infused with raw emotion, a silent cry for understanding. Ayo, on the other hand, focused on basketball, trying to escape the heartache of their broken bond. One evening, Ayo entered Bimpe's studio to find her sister lost in her work. "Can we talk?" she asked softly. Bimpe looked up, her eyes red-rimmed but filled with curiosity. "About what?" Ayo took a deep breath. "About Kunle. About us. I miss you." Bimpe set down her brush, her expression softening. "I miss you too, but it hurts to see you with him. I feel like I'm losing my sister." Ayo stepped closer, guilt washing over her. "I didn't mean for this to happen. Can we start over? I don't want to lose you either." Slowly, the sisters began to mend their relationship. They opened up about their feelings, realizing that love for Kunle shouldn't come at the expense of their bond. Ayo promised to be more aware of Bimpe's feelings, and Bimpe agreed to support Ayo's relationship. As the weeks passed, the tension at home eased, replaced by a renewed sense of understanding. Their parents watched with relief as their daughters found common ground, the warmth of sisterhood returning to their household. One day, Ayo and Bimpe decided to invite Kunle over for dinner, a bold step toward reconciliation. Bimpe prepared her favorite dish, determined to impress him, while Ayo practiced her shooting skills in the backyard. When Kunle arrived, he was charming and friendly, easing the tension that lingered between the sisters. They all laughed and shared stories, the atmosphere light and filled with camaraderie. Ayo noticed the way Bimpe's laughter flowed easily, and she felt grateful for the harmony returning to their lives. After dinner, as Kunle helped clean up, Ayo caught a glimpse of Bimpe watching him with admiration. It was then that she realized the depth of her sister's feelings. Ayo took a deep breath, determined to have an honest conversation later. Later that night, Ayo approached Bimpe. "You still have feelings for him, don't you?" Bimpe's face fell, and she nodded reluctantly. "I can't help it, Ayo. He's so perfect." Ayo felt a pang of guilt, but also admiration for Bimpe's honesty. With newfound determination, Ayo decided to speak to Kunle about Bimpe's feelings. The next day at practice, she found the right moment. "Hey Kunle, can we talk for a minute?" she asked, her heart racing. Kunle nodded, curiosity sparking in his eyes. They stepped aside, and Ayo hesitated, choosing her words carefully. "Bimpe really admires you, you know. She's a fantastic artist and deserves to be seen for who she is." Kunle looked surprised. "I didn't realize she felt that way. I just thought you two were so close that she wouldn't be interested in me." Ayo felt relief wash over her. "Maybe you could give her a chance. You might find something special there." Kunle considered this, a thoughtful expression on his face. In the following weeks, Ayo began to encourage Bimpe to express herself more. She urged her sister to share her art with the world, reminding her of the beauty she brought to the lives of others. Bimpe started to gain confidence, sharing her pieces at local exhibitions. As Bimpe's confidence grew, Ayo noticed Kunle becoming more interested in her sister. They exchanged shy glances and friendly conversations, creating a spark of chemistry between them. Ayo felt a mix of joy and protectiveness, wanting her sister to be happy. One evening, Bimpe nervously invited Kunle to her art exhibit. "I really want you to see my work," she told him, her heart pounding. To her surprise, he agreed enthusiastically, assuring her he'd be there. On the night of the exhibit, Bimpe stood beside her paintings, anxiety creeping in. But when Kunle arrived, his eyes lit up as he admired her work. "These are incredible, Bimpe. You have such talent," he exclaimed, making her heart soar. As the evening unfolded, Kunle and Bimpe found themselves lost in conversation, discovering shared interests and dreams. Ayo watched from a distance, a smile creeping onto her face as she saw the connection blossoming between them. After the exhibit, Bimpe and Kunle started spending more time together, and Ayo felt a sense of relief wash over her. The sisters' relationship was stronger than ever, each supporting the other in their pursuits. One sunny afternoon, Ayo and Bimpe decided to take a break from their routines and have a sisters' day out. They strolled through the local market, laughing and reminiscing about their childhood. As they wandered from stall to stall, Ayo spotted a beautiful painting that reminded her of Bimpe's artwork. "Look at this, Bim. It's gorgeous," she exclaimed, pointing excitedly. Bimpe smiled, admiring the piece. "It really is. I love how vibrant it is." The day was filled with joy, laughter, and sisterly bonding. They shared stories of their dreams and aspirations, feeling grateful for the love that surrounded them. As the weeks turned into months, Ayo continued to excel in basketball, earning a spot on the varsity team. Bimpe's artwork gained recognition in the community, and she started receiving invitations to showcase her pieces at various galleries. The sisters cheered for each other at their respective events, their bond unbreakable. Kunle remained a supportive presence in Bimpe's life, always encouraging her art and attending her exhibits. However, with success came new challenges. Ayo faced increased pressure to perform, and Bimpe grappled with the expectations of her growing fan base. They leaned on each other for support, reminding one another of their shared dreams. One day, after a tough practice, Ayo sat on the bench, feeling overwhelmed. Bimpe approached her, concern etched on her face. "You've been pushing yourself too hard, Ayo. It's okay to take a break." Ayo sighed, running her fingers through her hair. "I know, but I don't want to let my team down. I want to be the best for them." Bimpe sat beside her, placing a comforting hand on her shoulder. "You are enough just as you are. Remember to enjoy the journey." Their heart-to-heart conversation brought a sense of clarity to Ayo. She realized that the pressure didn't define her worth. Her passion and dedication did. With renewed determination, she promised herself to find balance. As the basketball season continued, Ayo embraced her love for the game, focusing on teamwork and growth rather than perfection. Bimpe too found her rhythm in her art, creating pieces that resonated with her emotions and experiences. With each passing day, the sisters continued to lift each other, their relationship thriving amidst the challenges they faced. They found strength in vulnerability, knowing they could always rely on one another. One evening, while watching a basketball game on television, Ayo turned to Bimpe. "What if we combined our talents for a charity event? We could showcase your art and have a basketball demonstration." Bimpe's eyes sparkled with excitement. "That sounds amazing. We could raise funds for local youth programs." Together, they began planning the event, sharing ideas and brainstorming ways to make it unforgettable. The anticipation grew as they reached out to the community for support, excited about the positive impact they could make. On the day of the charity event, the atmosphere buzzed with excitement. Ayo's basketball demonstration attracted a crowd, while Bimpe's art showcased the beauty of their village. The sisters worked seamlessly together, embodying the spirit of unity and creativity. As the event unfolded, Ayo felt a sense of pride wash over her. She glanced at Bimpe, who was engaging with attendees, sharing her passion for art. In that moment, Ayo realized how far they had come and how their bond had strengthened through adversity. The event raised significant funds, exceeding their expectations. The community rallied around them, celebrating their efforts and the impact they had made together. Ayo and Bimpe felt a sense of fulfillment, knowing they were making a difference. In the weeks that followed, the sisters continued to collaborate, finding new ways to merge their passions. They organized art workshops for young aspiring artists and basketball clinics for kids eager to learn the sport. Through these initiatives, Ayo and Bimpe created a safe space for youth to explore their interests and express themselves. They fostered an environment of encouragement, watching as the next generation blossomed. As their individual successes grew, Ayo and Bimpe remained committed to supporting each other. They celebrated every achievement, no matter how big or small, reinforcing the importance of sisterhood. One afternoon, while reminiscing about their journey, Bimpe turned to Ayo. "You know, I couldn't have done this without you. You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself." Ayo smiled, her heart swelling with love. "And you've inspired me to chase my dreams. We lift each other up." Their bond continued to deepen, solidifying their connection as sisters and best friends. They understood that no matter where life took them, they would always have each other's backs. As they approached the end of the school year, Ayo received an invitation to try out for a prestigious basketball academy. The opportunity was a dream come true, but it meant leaving their small village. Bimpe sensed Ayo's apprehension. "Are you going to do it?" she asked, concern in her eyes. Ayo nodded slowly. "I want to, but it's scary. What if I fail?" Bimpe took Ayo's hands in hers. "You'll never know unless you try. You have my support, no matter what." With Bimpe's encouragement, Ayo decided to take the leap. She prepared for the tryouts, practicing relentlessly and channeling her determination into every drill. On the day of the tryouts, Ayo felt a mix of excitement and nerves. Bimpe accompanied her, offering words of encouragement. "Remember to breathe and just play your game. You've got this." Ayo smiled, grateful for her sister's unwavering support. As Ayo took the court, she poured her heart into every play, determined to showcase her skills. With each basket she scored, she felt a surge of confidence, embracing the moment. After the tryouts, Ayo waited anxiously for the results. Bimpe was by her side, comforting her. "No matter the outcome, I'm proud of you," she reassured. Ayo felt her heart swell with gratitude, knowing that her sister's love was unwavering. When the results were finally posted, Ayo's heart raced as she read her name among those accepted into the academy. Joy erupted within her, and she turned to Bimpe, who was beaming with pride. "I did it, Bim! I'm going to the academy!" Ayo exclaimed, hugging her sister tightly. Bimpe squeezed her back, tears of joy in her eyes. "I always knew you could. This is just the beginning." As Ayo prepared to embark on this new adventure, Bimpe continued to shine in her artistic pursuits. She had received invitations to showcase her work at various galleries, each opportunity affirming her talent. One evening, as they packed for Ayo's departure, Bimpe handed her sister a small canvas. "This is a little reminder of home. Whenever you look at it, remember I'm cheering you on." Ayo's eyes welled with tears, touched by the gesture. "I'll take it everywhere with me." With hearts full of hope and excitement, the sisters embraced, knowing their bond would withstand the distance. Ayo promised to keep in touch, sharing her journey with Bimpe every step of the way. As Ayo stepped into this new chapter, she carried the love and support of her sister with her. The memories they had created together would guide her, reminding her of the strength they shared. In the months that followed, Ayo flourished at the academy, honing her skills and making new friends. She excelled in her training and was grateful for the opportunities that lay ahead. Bimpe too thrived in her artistic endeavors. She continued to create and exhibit her work, each piece reflecting the bond she shared with Ayo and the journey they had embarked on together. Through it all, Ayo and Bimpe remained each other's biggest fans, celebrating milestones, big and small. Their bond had weathered the storms of jealousy and misunderstanding, emerging stronger than ever. As they navigated their respective paths, Ayo and Bimpe learned the importance of pursuing their passions while cherishing their relationship. They understood that their love as sisters would always be a guiding force in their lives. In time, Ayo returned home, eager to share her experiences with Bimpe. They spent hours reminiscing, laughing, and celebrating their journeys, a testament to the strength of their sisterhood. In that cozy corner of their home, filled with laughter and love, Ayo and Bimpe knew that their journeys were far from over. They would continue to support each other, creating memories that would last a lifetime. With hearts full of dreams and aspirations, they stepped into the future together, side by side, ready to embrace whatever adventures awaited them.